and I am trying to get my notes from my phone up to the computer because we had some people go to some websites that not just inappropriate for school, they should have been blocked. This basically the filtering system was not working correctly for like our room, and I'm getting computers back out there today. But you need to make sure that you're on a computer. You can be doing e-machine shop. You can be doing Sweet Home 3D, something educational, something that you would do in any of your other classes. But if there's something other than that, you go, hey, Mr. Carey, I'm all done with what I needed to do. Can I go to this website? Okay. So I will kind of go over this and just kind of tell you some of these things. Hurry up, please. I put my note on the door because I'm in the middle of recording a lesson right now. So if you have something that's urgent, you can come through. If not, we'll wait till after I'm done recording. Okay, second thing, if you need me and I'm busy, you can come through here. If you come to my door and I don't answer, go around and check in the shop, okay? Sometimes I'm on the phone. Like the other day I was on the phone with my doctor and a student was just banging on the door like, I know you're in there, I can see you, and just blah, 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 blah. So I tell students, knock 3 times. And I go, if you knock 3 times and no one answers, then I'm busy or I'm up to something else, okay? Because sometimes if I'm on the phone and I got kids banging on the door, it can get kind of annoying. And I go, Mr. Carey's secret knock is 3 knocks 3 times in a row. So you go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And other teachers know this, and Mr. Sperry knows this, and administrators know that. And I tell kids, try that. If it doesn't work and 3 times go by and no one answers, then I'm probably busy either on the phone or doing something else, okay? Because many times I'm on the phone, sometimes with a really important phone call, and someone just storms in. Knock before you come in, even if the door is unlocked or open. Just kind of give a heads up, okay? I had on there changing, because sometimes I go, I try to drive to the school and then ride my bike down to the gym. This morning I got completely soaked because it was raining, and sometimes I got to change my shirt. This morning I changed my shoes, my socks. I was completely soaked. So some people, go, why do you change so much? And I go, well, if I'm soaking wet and I got to, get my wet clothes off, or if I'm stinky and smelly, I try to change for your benefit. Which, by the way, sometimes people go, man, Mr. Carey, you smell. A nice way to put that is, Mr. Carey, it smells like you've been working hard. Because if I'm sweaty, like just yesterday, I loaned a girl was cold and I gave her my sweatshirt and she goes, this sweatshirt smells like sweat. And I go, yeah, it's called a sweatshirt for a reason. You don't have to wear it. Okay. So I'm just saying, nice way to say that, not just me to someone else, is you smell like you've been working hard. I've said this for years, and a few years ago, this girl, Asian girl, it was just kind of funny. I only say that because of her accent. She goes, I'm not being racist or anything when I say that. I'm going, it's just funny. Her accent was really cute. She goes, Mr. Carey, you smell like you've been working hard. And I go, okay, I can go change and put some cologne on. So anyways, I go, we can solve this problem. BS and PS, brainstorm it and problem solve it. Okay. I'm not trying to be funny, but this was supposed to be a serious talk. I even had that on my notes. You smells like you've been working hard. I might have to replay the rules sometimes. Sometimes I go, there's things we got to go back and visit. Like, discipline has been quite an issue with a lot of my classes lately. And I go, it's not that tough. Sometimes we have to go back and visit the chapter in the book. Chapter 10 in the marketing book is interpersonal skills, okay? Looking at someone when they're talking to you, paying attention. And I go, that is a chapter. Sometimes I go back and I'll have a class do that chapter 2 or 3 times and go, you're just not getting it, okay? Interpersonal skills. Looking at someone, kind of paying attention. The other day, even at our own house, my daughter had a boy with her and he came in, and son shook his hand and introduced himself, and the kid just looked down at the floor, and my son goes, it's okay to look at someone when they shake your hand and introduce themselves. I was like, dude, that's pretty rude. You don't need to say it like that, but there's a certain point where it's like, it might be rude, but you don't want to say it like that. Okay. But just even things, like when someone asks you how you're doing, some people, just good, fine, walk off. At least answer and say good, how about you, or good, and you, how you doing? These are things that you should know. And I have on here, the heating in the shop is still not working. Okay, so if you don't mind going and working in the shop when it's cold, bring a sweatshirt, bring your own clothes if you think you're going to be cold. If I give you a sweatshirt or a jacket or something, you can do that, but you probably don't want to wear my stuff. Okay. Also, if you can't get a hold of me over here and you need to visit, call first. My extension is 3143. You can go to the office and say, I can't find Mr. Carey over there. If I'm not in here and it's class time, go and check and see if I'm in the shop. Really make sure the table saw didn't get me, or, my heart didn't fail me or something like that. I'm laying on the floor in there. Not even kidding about that. Okay. It's happened before. So, the other thing I wanted to mention, I'm going to start giving choice cards for people being annoying. That is one area on the choice card that they just seem to have left off on here. And I look at the choice card and I go, out of all the things they have on there, defiance, disrespect, inappropriate language, violation of class rules, disruption, refusal to work, safety issue, unprepared for class, tardy, gum, harassment, technology violation. I go, they need to just have one, being annoying. Okay, not even kidding. Also, when we have class and we're doing drafting using pencils a lot, I'm going to start checking. I used to always do this thing, pencil check. Hold your hand up and go, you get 10 points if you brought your pencil. If not, I got to start cracking down on this, because people are going through these pencils, and when it's not their stuff, they tend to not take care of it. And I'm finding broken pencils. I bet this week I found 20 broken pencils on my floor. Getting annoying. If you see someone doing that, let me know. Okay. And some people go, man, Mr. Carey, you're kind of being cranky or crabby, now that we're starting to go in the shop. That happens because I'm a lot more worried about you and someone getting hurt. Okay. So I don't really care if I'm not the cool teacher at school. I do care that you are safe. And I go, the bottom line is some people are going to like you, some are not. You get over that real early in your teaching career, where you got some people like you, some don't. It's not my job to make you like me. I like my job. So usually that, conveys over to students that, hey, I'm happy to be here. If I wasn't happy to be here, you probably wouldn't be happy to be here. Okay. So I do get a little worried about kids' safety in the shop. Also, before you go in the shop, make sure you always knock first. Okay. The hearing sometimes is tough, because in the classroom, I want to be able to hear everything, put my hearing aids in. Second I step in shop, it gets way too loud. I got to rip them out. Okay. So sometimes you might be knocking. I just might not hear you. Okay. So please, I always tell the other teachers, call me on my cell. If you can't get a hold of me, because I said, if I don't have my hearing aids in, lots of times I can't hear. But then in here, I want them. But the second I walk through that door, I don't want hearing aids, because it's way, way too loud when you have those on and you're in there, people, cutting and nailing and sanding and everything. So it's a tough deal, but I deal with it. Just think I'd do solutions. Sometimes I'll rip them off and go, well, I'm not listening to those while I'm over here. I'm going to stop right there. I think I got everything that I wanted to cover there on my list, which that kind of became tough because I was trying to figure out how I can do my list while I'm looking at my phone recording.